Hello again. Today I'm excited to talk to you about building your buyer's list. And one of the best methods I've found for building my buyer's list is attending auctions in my local area. Now, auctions are great because what are houses being done there? They're being sold with cash on the spot as is. How cool is that? That's exactly what we're hoping to do in this business, is to find as-is properties, buy them, lock them up, and sell them to somebody else with cash. So how about we find people that are actually out doing it? If they're there at the auction, number one, chances are they didn't even probably get to see the house, other than maybe through the outside or through that creative entry looking through a window, right? So they're not even sure about the condition, but they know enough about what works in what area. Also, they have to pay cash there on the spot, or at least a certain down payment or something there right on the spot, so they have the money to make this possible. What better way to qualify somebody is if they can buy something there at an auction? Great. So, how does this work? Number one, you need to find out when and where the auctions are. Now, there's public auctions like the foreclosure auctions that are done by the county, and then there's also private auctions that some people hold also. Private auctions are just as good as the public auctions, just a little less frequent, or a little more infrequent, I guess I should say. So either way works. Again, you can find it from a handful of different places. Personally, I like to go after the foreclosure auctions because usually there's a couple properties going at all times, so that's going to draw a bigger crowd. Also, these are usually in rough state, or they're going to go for the discount prices that the banks are willing to let them go at. Okay, so to find out when the foreclosure auctions are occurring, some places it's in the newspaper, some places it's on the county website. Each area is going to be completely different, so that makes it a challenge. The one thing I've found successfully to find out when the next foreclosure auction is I call the sheriff's office non-emergency line. Most of the people that work there are super friendly and happy to help you out, especially since you're calling with something that's not an emergency. So I call them up and I just say, hey, I'm an investor. I'm trying to find out where I can find more information on when the next foreclosure auctions are going to be. Most of the time they can tell me it comes out on Thursday's newspaper in this section, or it can go to a certain website, or actually it's not online or in the newspaper, however it's posted at a certain place in the courthouse. So you can go find this information. And the reason why I say this is a lot of times the information is on the county website, but sometimes I get onto some of these websites and I'm so lost trying to find any information that I want, where if somebody can point me to the right direction, I'm in such better shape. So that being the case, I find a time when the next auction is, I show up. I show up with a stack of business cards and a notepad and hopefully a list of all the properties that are being that are going to be sold, that are going to be auctioned off. So as the properties are being auctioned, I keep track of what's going on. You know, if the guy in the red shirt bids on this house and he gets it at this price, great, I know he got that one. The guy in the blue shirt, bid on this house up to $60,000, but once it got to $60,000, he bailed out. I'm not going to not go after him. I just know that that's what his threshold is, right? So I'm going to keep track of all the people at the auction. When the bidding is over, that's when I approach the people. Tip number one, do not interrupt anybody when they're bidding, because if you cost them a deal, it doesn't matter how good your other deals are going to be, they're not going to want to work with you, right? So afterwards, I just go up to them and I say, hey, I see that you were bidding on this one house and you didn't get it. Oh, I can't believe it sold for that much, or I can't believe the bank thought that it was worth that much. Or congratulations, I see that you got that house. That looks like you got yourself a screaming deal. Okay, either way, flattery always works. Create some sort of camaraderie, right? The next question I always ask them is, what do you plan to do with this house? Are they a landlord renter? Are they a fix and flipper? How much work do they think they need to put into the house? All of that, whatever information I can get about what they're going to put into the house or what their strategy is, that helps me have more information on what that buyer does. Now, most of the time I don't have to look up bedrooms, bathrooms, all of that, because that information should be available via the county, and I could have done that research beforehand, right? So I don't have to go through the whole notch of all those buyer qualifying questions. I just need to find out what their strategy is and see what they're planning to do with this deal. From there, I also say, I also find some great deals, and if you'd be interested, I would love to send some of those deals your way. Now, I don't necessarily use, a lot of people use I use creative marketing strategies to find deals that no one else can find, and that works for a lot of people. So if it works for you, definitely use it. Me personally, I found that just saying, I'm willing to work hard, and I do work hard, and that's how I find my deals. I found that hard work is something that's still appreciated and respected in the industry. Most of them realize that they have to work hard, and you just saying that you realize you have to work hard helps build that rapport, and they'll take you a little bit more seriously. Not that there's just this magical system that properties are finding, or that you're finding properties, right? So again, I get their business card, I get their information, and I say I'd like to follow up with you as soon as I get the next deal. And what I often do then is I'll wait maybe a couple days, or I'll come across a deal that might meet their criteria. I give them a call, send them an email, and say, hey, I'm looking at this deal right now. Even if I don't have it locked up, I don't give the address, but I'll run it by them and I'll say, hey, if you're interested, here's a great opportunity for you. Would you be interested? If they are, great, I'm going to get it locked up, or if I already have it locked up, great. I give them a price, we negotiate, and then I send over the assignment of contract and hopefully make my first big exchange. But auctions is a great place to find true cash buyers because they're buying houses as is with cash, and they're definitely buying houses. Best of success, everyone.